providing recreational and fitness activities that result in overall good health and well-being. Welcome to Chicago at Play.
All the oak for this two pavilions and all the woodwork that we see around here comes from a barn from southern Illinois.
You've seen them, the men and women in the green aprons full of information about the parks. Who are these folks who carry the title docent?
A docent will explain to you the how, where, why situation of why the Lily Pool is here, why the conservatory is here, or why North Pond exists. And so without that intimate information that a docent has about history, plant material, logistics, and all that kind of stuff, people get a better experience out of it. You can certainly enjoy any of the parks here in Chicago, but if you know why we have the parks, how they existed, how they were formed, who designed them, and how they're maintained, certainly adds to your enjoyment.
I get a lot of pleasure out of meeting people from all over the world. People I've talked to here from China, from Europe, from Australia. It's just amazing, and it's very interesting. So that's why I docent here.
A docent gives tours of the conservatory and information about plants. And if an animal came up and rubbed against this tree, the ants would bite the animal to protect the tree. It's very individual. I'm into plants, I'm a gardener, so I like to talk plants all the time. Other people do a little more history, some people do a little more architecture. It's a blend.
If you're at the Lincoln Park Conservatory, North Pond, or the Alfred Caldwell Lily Pool, there are docents there to answer all of your questions, and they want you to ask.
We have a A-frame sign that's on the sidewalk, and that indicates that there's a docent on duty. What you can do is walk in, you see somebody in a green barista apron, and ask to go on that tour. What they'll probably ask you is how much time you have. Some people have 5 minutes, some people have 10 minutes, some people have the whole rest of your life.
There's so much here that sometimes we're able to point out things that they might not notice, because there is so much here. And sometimes we don't notice it either.
The Chicago Park District is always looking for more volunteers. Docents receive an extensive training course where they learn from experts about Lincoln Park.
We're doing a fall training that will be starting on October the 13th, going for 6 weeks, ending on November the 17th.
And we have volumes and volumes of information that are given to us in a folder. And we also have classes taught by a historian and people who specialize in the fern room or in plants in the show house or the palm house or the orchid house. So they cover everything, and it's extremely informative.
After the 6 weeks training program, we feel that we've loaded up the docents with all kinds of information, facts and figures that they can interpret in their own words. There are no scripted verses, and then present it to the public. All our docents are trained to get that little bit of a hook to get the public in here. Or if you don't need that hook, just look for somebody in a green apron and say, I want a tour, I want to know more about this place, and tell me everything that you know.
And there is a lot to know. Both the conservatory and the Lily Pool are steeped in Chicago history, filled with plants of every variety and our architectural wonders.
Alfred designed this as a way of recreating what nature had created here in Illinois. This land was covered over by glaciers. The glaciers carved out the stone, which is the stone that we see around the Lily Pool here. It's Niagara limestone, the same limestone as the front of Niagara Falls, creating this wonderful basin, the Lily Pool here.
He believed in horizontal, natural lines, not formal, stiff gardens. And he only used Midwestern plants, bushes, materials. The waterfall he called a celebration of life. I approach it because I knew him personally. My husband was an architecture student at IIT when he taught. And we became friends, and he came to our wedding 52 years ago.
Things change here from week to week, so you can be here one week explaining about this beautiful sky flower, and next week it might not be there. So you have to be flexible, and I always come and walk through once by myself to see what's up what's different, what's new, what's exciting to see.
Think you have what it takes to become a docent? You can find more information on chicagoparkdistrict.com. Click the Volunteer tab.
What I've been told is that the American population has the largest sense of volunteerism in the whole world. I think we've been very generous here in America with all the things that we have, and volunteering is that sense of giving back, communicating with your fellow individual, and plus it's a blast.
It's a way to give back to the city. There are many volunteer opportunities in Chicago, and there's something for everybody. For any interest that you have, you can find something to volunteer for. And it doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours. It's just little tidbits here and there. But it makes me feel good, and I think it's something that everybody should do at some point in their life.